Hey everybody, my name is Spammals and welcome to the end of month vlogs. The thing we do at the end of the month, we have a look at the games we played, have a little talk about it, see how it feels. So, without any more stalling, let's begin! First things first, I think I have corn flu on the way. I woke up and I felt terrible, so bear with me if I sound like an idiot. More than an idiot than normal. October 2018, one hell of a month. The month of spoopiness and silliness and all of the above. We started it off with Train Sim World, or rather we ended Train Sim World. Who cares? We played the game. You guys really enjoyed my stupidity on the railway lines around the world of Train Sim World, and you want more of it. But sadly, the Train Sim World game we were playing doesn't have much else more to add to it. But I have ideas, I have plans, because it was super fun. I enjoyed making them. You enjoy watching them. It's a no-brainer. We will do some more in some way, some form, some fashion. I just need to work that bad boy out. But don't worry, it's gonna happen. Yay! What am I doing? After that, Sea of Thieves, the Forsaken Shores. They added volcanoes. They spew lava and molten rocks everywhere. Arguably, it is terrifically exciting to have them hurtling towards you very fast if you're unable to avoid them, so you die and explode and stuff like that. This momentary addition of pure joy and adrenaline experience doesn't really make up for the overall lackingness of the game and the content that's still kind of missing. When you think of everything Sea of Thieves have added, the shark, it's still there, but it does nothing. The skeleton ships, the thrones, wow, there's chairs. Now volcanoes. The core principle of the three things, the Merchant Alliance, the skeleton scully things, and the treasure chests, these haven't changed since day one. Getting them has become no more enjoyable, but now marginally harder. Sea of Thieves, everybody! Hooray! Moving on! Yes, now the big guns come out. So on Wednesday, the 3rd of October, we started The Conjuring House. I knew this was going to be a high-quality horror experience, but oh boy, was we in for a treat. This game was well-made, beautiful, stunning, legitimately spoopy-doopy, and it was quite a long game. I think it lasted like 10 episodes, something like that. It's up there as my second favorite horror game. It's truly an experience. It's bogged down with puzzles, and if that's not your jam, then you're not going to have a good time. But if you can suffer the puzzles, if you can work them out, then oh boy, you're in for a roller coaster of a spoopy experience. Yes, you are. Moving on. 1943 Berlin Blitz. We're on a Lancaster bomber. We are a BBC News reporter, and we're going on a bomber run over the fatherland. We're going to Berlin, everybody. It's a very interesting experience. For the HTC Vive, you're inside the Lancaster bomber, you can look around in full 360, you're hearing the real audio from the time, from the raid, from that moment, and hearing that makes it so much more real. The experience simply applies the visual aspect to the audio. One of the standout moments, well, multiple moments, was on the way out how calm everybody was. They were very professional. They're going to do a mission, and on the way home how human they were, how they were singing and being jollyful. Like, it was amazing. So I love when history kind of has a moment like this. I want to do more things like this. Make more of them, damn it. Conjuring House continues. We do a little bit more Sea of Thieves Forsaken Shores, and then Conjuring House continues some more. Amazing. So I'm gonna play more VR games. It's Halloween. I'm trying to do a mixture of kind of happy horror, if that's a thing. Horror games that are not really scary, but it's kind of horror in undertones. But then we have the spoopiness of Conjuring House. That was the prime time meat of the matter. Yes, this is meat. Well, that's what that looks like. So I did Ghostbusters VR. Now, I knew going into this I had very low opinions on reviews because it was kind of a cash grab by the developers, but I wanted to play it all at the same. It's not often you get a VR Ghostbusters experience, and it looked interesting, so I did it. It was a two-part affair. Episode 1 was in the firehouse. We, a recruit, were going to sign up to join the legendary Ghostbusters, but they're not home. But we speak to ghosts, and they allow us to come inside and touch things. And then it ends with us letting out a big old ghosty ghoul. In part 2, we chase it down, have a showdown in the middle of New York City, climax it with the Marshmallow Man stomping towards us. I called it a cash grab because that's what it was. I remember it being expensive. The game had loads of opportunity, and in times they'd already done most of the groundwork to enable that opportunity, but they just didn't. They had an agenda and they stuck to it. Boom, don't play it. I played it, so you don't have to. But anyway, moving on. Call of Duty 4. So this was the Titanic Zombos map, yes? I knew going into this would be a mixed affair. We've done something very similar to it in the past in Left 4 Dead 2, the Titanic zombie modes. It was good fun. They made a lot of creative liberties in the map that made for interesting debate and conversation, but the overall experience was an enjoyable one. I had a nice time. We did 2 episodes on it ultimately. I think maybe there's one more left in me if we were really reaching to the bottom of the barrel, but I didn't want to be reaching, so I'd left it too. The game is very expensive, and if you're only interested in this Titanic aspect of it, I'd perhaps wait for it to go on sale or something like that. I haven't personally touched anything else. We did a beta that did one of the other game modes, I forget. There's a whole like battle royale and stuff like that in this game, and I've never touched it. Perhaps in a live stream. Watch this space. After that, we did another, well, well, hear me out. So the next game is called Lost Route VR, and I live my life by a calendar. I plan out what games I'm going to play during the month, but at this point, I had the VR set up. I recorded a lot of these VRs in one big go because it's the most convenient way to do it. And I was looking through my Steam library, and it's like, hey, I have this game. I don't remember buying it. It has a car on it. It could be interesting. So I just chucked the calendar out the window, and I jumped into the proverbial butt of that game, and it was terrible. But I kind of liked it in a bad way. Like, it was, for me, it was so bad it was funny. We're driving a car. There's a traffic jam. We take a detour through the woods, and oh no, there's roadblocks along the way. We struggle to get out of our car because we're weird like that. But then there's a monster coming, and it just consistently walks towards you. No matter how far away you drive, it's always coming. It's almost like the monster from It Follows, only we can see it. Terrible game. Don't ever play it. But I hope you enjoyed the video. A lot of the times, I just make fun videos. That's what I try to do anyway. Did you like it? Tell me if you liked it. I feel sick now. Why do I feel? I'm hungry. I think I'll eat breakfast. Can I get some breakfast? Conjuring house continues, and so does Call of Duty, and we do Ghost Elevator. This was a free-to-play game I found over on Itch.io or Game Jolt, and I was like legitimately a bit gutted how bad this kind of turned out because it's made in Unreal Engine 4. There's a Roblox game called Spooky Elevator or something like that, and it's pretty much that but with graphics. You join an old lady in an elevator and you go through many floors, and each floor has another delightful little spook to it. But it was incredibly clunky, the audio was terrible, it just failed to deliver the spooks that I was promised, but we made fun of it. We had a good time. My pal Grandma by my side, no demon will get past us. Right, so we're now at the back end of the month, and I've got Comic-Con coming up at this point. So in my head, I'm like, I need to start like getting ready for Comic-Con. I've been trying to build a buffer, but it's not always easy to build a buffer when you're playing particular games. So I kind of needed to build this buffer. So I pulled out some easier games to do. I went on to Game Jolt, found some free-to-play games, and we did Error 54. I can't remember the game. What was it? Oh, it was that game. Okay, so Error 54, everybody. It's kind of like a PT clone kind of thing. You're going down the hallway, and it kind of keeps looping and stuff like that, but there is some sort of story buried beneath it in the forms of letters. It's like a virus called Error 54, and it's infected things and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, it doesn't really have much to it, but it did have kind of a cool jump scare at the end. It did kind of start to do good on the ambience. For a free-to-play indie horror game, it was on the tracks to doing something relatively okay. It's another example where I think the video is more fun than the game is fun. And by no means does that mean I'm faking or putting anything on. It's just sometimes things work better as a video than an actual playable experience. I don't have anything else to say about it. It's the free-to-play game. Do it if you want. Suit yourself. Yay! Moving on. So we bring back a little bit more Call of Duty 4 because I'd only done 2 games on it, and they were both Titanic. There was other zombie modes to it. So I had initially plans to do every zombie mode. There was like one called 9, one on Alcatraz, Classified, I think, but I filmed this one first. This was Alcatraz, and I was excited for this because Alcatraz, legendary prison in San Francisco. I nearly got mistakes there. It's a place I really want to visit in real life, and I was excited to see what they were going to do with it. It wasn't as iconically good as I was expecting it to be. It was very confusing, the map. I got lost kind of consistently, and I couldn't like find what that end goal kind of was there. It was turning power on to access bits and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but it took forever to record. That was a long session. At this point, I'm still trying to prepare for Comic-Con, so I kind of, after that episode, I just Cut, get out of my life. We don't do any more Call of Duty zombies. Anyway, moving on. Bale-ful. This was a game about a house full of bales. That's a lie, it was none of that. Free-to-play indie horror game. You wake up in a mysterious house. How you got there, you don't really know, because like exposition is not required these days apparently. After going through the tutorial of the basement of how to jump and how to move, and discovering the fun mechanic of throwing boxes, you enter the house, and it's got locked doors and stuff like that, and you kind of have to do little sequences to open up the doors. It was enjoyable, it was something. It was a little ditty. It was a little bit of a venture through a house, yeah. Is it my house? I don't know. Just have a look around, find some keys. We did a silly video from it. That's all I can say. Like, it's not a memorable game. It's not a game I'm going to go to bed and go, wow, that was amazing. I can't wait to show people that game. Wednesday the 24th, the beginning of Breathe Edge. By this point, I'm now packing to go to London. I've got all the videos for the month completely filmed, apart from this one. Hi, this is actually modern day Spammals. How you doing? I'm filming this on Wednesday the 31st. Like, that's how fresh this is. It's still smelling like homemade apple pie that's made out of terribleness because I'm bad. Breathe Edge was to be kind of the core game that would take us to the end of the month, and I was excited to play it. I kind of felt like with Conjuring House done, we were kind of done for the most part on the horror games. We had kind of a wind down period in mind, and you're about to find out about that. Well, you already know if you saw them, but anyway, Breathe Edge! This was a terrifically fun space adventure survival game. You're on a coffin ship, it blows up! You then have to kind of pick up the pieces and try to survive. Rescue team are on the way, but they're only 4,000 years away, so you gotta do something to speed that up a little bit, just a little bit, yeah. Whilst the game has a fantastic visuals and sound design, it also has fantastic writing. It's very comedic. There's a chicken. I like the chicken. The very first thing you're presented with is a gas pipe. You gotta plug the pipe. What do? You get the chicken. You shove it up its bottom. No, you shove it head first in, because then the gas comes out its bottom. That's the kind of the writing style it has. It's great. Oh, and we made friends with all the local dead bodies. I brought them home. They were great fun having around. Oh yes. One of them! That's a game. I can't remember it. Oh, yes. So this one was actually kind of interesting. We wake up. We don't know how we got there again. We wake up in this undergroundy, vaulty typey place. There's weird Russian-y words and stuff like that. Basically, I think we were in hell. And there was a radio, and there was the sound of hell on it, and it was like, bah! This game was actually kind of creepy. It was. The ambience was setting in, but then like immediately there was this kind of person, a big naked man, and it got me jumpy. It got me like, oh, who are you? Where'd you come from? I wasn't expecting you so soon. I remember really being caught off guard. That's what this game did well, actually. It wasn't too predictable. There was this one scene later, we go into a bedroom and there's like one guy in the corner, but then another guy spawns behind me and shoots himself, but I don't notice him until I hear the gunfire go off and I jump out my skin. So there were some really good spoops in that. It was just really short, but it had like a mystery to it. Like, well, what was that all about? Am I a bad guy? Am I dead? Am I alive? Am I responsible? Am I a demon? Who knows? So yeah, one of them. Check that out, everybody. Next up, we had The Ransom. Another. So it's classed as a horror game, but it's an escape the room game. You're being kidnapped and you're in a horse and cart and they're gonna murder you, so you have to escape. And then as you try to escape, plot twist, you discover you're not a very nice person yourself. I won't spoil it for you in case you want to watch it yourself. It was really enjoyable working out how to escape, as well as uncovering the story as to why we're there. The art style was very nice to it as well. It was quirky, it was charmful. I would kind of like to see more things like that in this world, so maybe that's a thing we can look for. If you have any suggestions, do let me know on the official Spammals Discord server. There's a link below somewhere, I'm sure. So Breathe Edge continues, and then we play a game called Dementia. I forget what this game was about. This was a game that was visually stunning, and that got me very excited to play it with the back end of the month, and I kind of want to end it on a little bit of a high. The game was a demo, and ultimately it was a very short one, and it was unfinished. While the house itself was very beautifully designed and the visuals were stunning, it just was very lackluster in actual kind of narrative content. Sure, it had lots of things you can look at and interact with, but when it comes down to just the core gameplay, it was so lacking. You enter one room and there's a ghosty girl on the stairwelly thing, disappears, and then it climaxes with you punching it in the face. Like, that was fantastic. I laughed with fear. I think when a horror game has you laughing, it's doing something wrong. Just a thought. Ultimately, it was too short, lacking the spoops, but it was beautiful, no denying that. So yay, well done, Dementia. Perhaps they forgot to put the spoops in. Maybe that's why it's called Dementia. Hey. Then Breathe Edge comes to a close, although there was a slight mistake with Breathe Edge on the final episode. Because it was the last episode I recorded, edited, uploaded before I went to London, I was obviously in a bit of a rush. When I record these, this is a flat image, like the whole scene is composed in OBS and records as one. So when I edit it, I have to crop out my face cam so that I have free control over making it bigger or smaller and stuff like that. When I rendered the final build of that game, I had that channel muted, so there was no camera pops. So whenever there was like times where especially it was most notable during the ending when I was summarizing things, because in the video it's a snappy summary, but in real life there's like wordy, let's have a think, a wordy. So the face cam and audio went mentally out of sync there, so I had to kind of pull that down and re-upload it. So that's why the views on that are very, very low. We lost around 125 views from the original upload, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's not about the views. It's just about entertaining people. Are you entertained? And that brings us to today, the end of month vlog. Congratulations, another month survived here on planet Earth. How are we doing? How are you doing? Seriously, how are you doing? Tell me about it in the comments below. Are you good? Are you having a nice time? I would love to know. I've been to Comic-Con 4 times now. I went twice as just like a ticket holder, and then this is my second time now going as an exhibitor, as a vendor, as a influencer, whatever you want to call it. I was surprised by many things. Like, there was a lot of badness about trying to get this happening. It's very expensive. The organization is the worst thing in the whole wide world, and there's a lot of kind of business kind of issues on the back end that we're still experiencing. Next year is going to be very interesting, let me tell you now. In May 2018, I think about like 3 or so people like came up and said hi because they knew who I was and they wanted to meet me, and that was amazing. This time we had around 15 or so people come just to see me. One dude even told me I was the very first thing he's come to do. He came through the door and he went straight to come find me, and that was super cool. And we posted photographs from all the people. It's just kind of surreal to think like this is actually happening, like things are growing, and it's kind of, I'm reaching you guys and you guys are actually kind of reaching me, and that's amazing, you know? So I was really humbled and taken back by that you guys wanted to come see me, and I was so happy you came to see me. Comic-Con was incredibly fun. Once you take away all of the hassle of trying to book things and stuff like that, just push that to one side. It was super fun. I upload every single day, 365 days a year, and I've been doing it for over 2 years now. Like, I do get some breaks when I go on holiday and stuff like that, but this Comic-Con was a holiday to me. This was a moment for me to not worry about the daily uploads, to not worry about like anything. I was just there with friends, talking, having fun, eating cheeseburgers and stuff like that. Like, it was really nice. It was very, very nice, and it was really needed. I needed this break. And Random Sham was there, and I hugged her so many times. I wanted to hug her more times, but I thought it'd be creepy if I did. So what's coming up in November? Well, I'm not going to tell you anything, really. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I vlogged whilst I was at Comic-Con, so you got super bad vlogs coming back for a one-off episode. I'm not telling you anything else because there's so like little kind of planned. I want to save it for my Patreon people to give them the heads up. What I can say is we are hurtling towards the end of the year incredibly fast. There's like 8 weeks left to the year, something like that. Things are about to get incredibly busy here on the channel. I'm going to be having some time off over December, but that doesn't mean you guys are going to be missing videos. There's going to be a video every single day, but it means I'm going to be working to try to film a lot of December and November at the same time, so it's going to be stressful. It is. It's a bit of a messy future heads up, isn't it? Super bad vlogs, we're going towards Christmas, live streams may be affected. That's all I can really say at this point. Well, wait. Last thing, and the tone of everything is going to be a lot happier. We're done with the horror. We're going back to the good old times of happiness and sunshine and all that jazz. So if that's your jam, congratulations. Have some jam. Anyway, that is an episode. That is a vlog. Thank you for your time, for your support and your patience. Do leave me a comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. If you have any game suggestions, do hit me up on the Spammals Discord. I check that every now and then. I'll make sure to tag you to let you know that I've seen your suggestion and stuff like that. And on that bombshell, wait, I want to plug Twitter. Do you have Twitter? If you do, follow me. It's at Spammals. Very easy. How to spell Spammals? It's above and below, I'm sure. Follow me and you will never miss out anything ever. Boom! That's a promise I will never break. Anyway, the end of the month, end of the vlog. Hi, I'm Spammals. You're beautiful. I love your faces. And on that bombshell, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye, everybody.